The Prince of Dreams by Joe Satellite. Chapter 1. Jack, the Cheese Eater. At the back of the wardrobe, behind a tumble of shoes, a tired grey dressing gown, a scrambled snake nest of ties, he found it, still concealed from omnipresent watchful parents, still hidden from the mischievous, malevolent mouse of a sister, still in a secret hideaway, occasionally used as a pencil case, frequently used as an overt cache and hiding place for cheese. Cheese was Jack's life. For him, it held a magical quality. Unlike any other dairy product, unlike any other food in fact, cheese gave Jack the biggest spiritual lift a teenager could ever achieve. Just one minuscule morsel of mouse bait could send Jack's nocturnal sleeping pattern into a kaleidoscope of capers, where he, Jack the Cheese Eater, was the shining star of hope in a dreamland of fantastic adventures, where dangers lurked in every snooze, peril in every wink of 40. The house is silent. His parents and sister have long since retired for the night, and the house, tired too of human interaction, slips into slumber. The gentle creaks and clicks as the temperature falls slowly dissipate to nothingness, adding all to the interface with the Sandman's lullaby lament. Jack lay in his bed, the large embroidered rocket ship motif on his quilt waiting to blast him into space. Jack's room has a plethora of memorabilia from his childhood. He is somewhat reluctant to move on and cherishes his toys of his younger days. His bedside lamp, recently upgraded from his old Buzz Lightyear model, has 3 settings from bright light to dusky shadows. There is a wallpaper design of planes, trains, ships and bikes in varying colours and shades, the dusky shadows setting on his lamp highlighting them. All will have to make way because the King of Darkness reigns supreme, with the Queen of Dusk sharing his domain at his side. The computer station desk and printer cast an eerie shadow, their backsides illuminated and given life by a lunar luminosity. In the far corner, an obsidian wall of the most complete blackness broods quietly to itself, waiting for Jack's catnap to slumber. "I'll get you, my little darling, and your scabby dog too." But he's not afraid. His old story-time friends from yesteryear in his bookcase watch over him with vigilance and vigour. "On guard, Moonface. To the fore, Saucepan Man. Keep watch, the combined force of the Secret 7 and Famous 5. Mum had asked if he would like to donate the old books to the Salvation Army shop on Pemberton Way, but Jack was steadfast and resolute. "They are part of me and my past. I need to keep them." Jack had been hiding cheese for as long as he could remember. His mum and dad were utterly convinced that his stories of nighttime romps were the byproduct of this dairy product. But the stories, they were so vivid. He nibbles on the last remnant morsel, cherishing the crumb like a cheese connoisseur, delighted with the palatable fragment, along with Bozo, the stuffed puppy dog, another remnant of a 6th-year birthday party. He snuggles down into the pillows and the down of the quilt, surrendering to the comfort. He ensures that both ears are covered lest the bogeyman lop them off with a silent scimitar and cook them for Mrs. Bogey and their 2 children, big and sticky. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. The day-glow second hand of the Arsenal clock suddenly sounds like a hammer on an anvil as it sweeps around a glowing football face. Its sound somehow echoes Jack's faint heartbeat as his eyelids shut shop for the night. His breathing slows down and his muscles, tired from a strenuous day of play, finally relax. The events on his busy day float through his mind like tiny echoes of thoughts, fanned by the wings of dreamscape sprites as they shimmer on the borders of his consciousness. The tiny frown lines, which will one day grow across his forehead, relax like rubber bands returning to their natural state. All is quiet and serene, peaceful and calm, as he finally floats on the tree of tranquility. Jack didn't quite understand how it could happen. He had sat and pondered laboriously on several occasions, trying to fathom out why cheese had this unusual nocturnal effect. According to the Arsenal time, it was 2:14 a.m. when Jack floated out of his body. It was like being forced through a narrow pipe, your bones and muscles squashing, emulsing and forcing its way upwards, like being submerged in a deep dark pond and swimming frantically upwards until you just popped. He was standing on the edge of his bed, looking down at himself, sleeping contentedly. An insinuation of a smile, barely visible, glides across the features of his real face. He was excited, but the excitement, as always, was mixed with a smidgen of trepidation. He floats through his bedroom door, making the same squashy pop noise as earlier, and tiptoes downstairs. On the 5th stair, he stops abruptly and realises that he can't make any noise in this state, so he giggles to himself and jumps up and down on the remaining stairs until he reaches the bottom. Passing through the dining room to the conservatory, he stops momentarily and stares into the eyes of CJ, his border collie and playmate. The dog can't see him, but is somehow aware of him and turns his head to one side, his ears cocked suspiciously and instinctively. Finally, he reaches his destination, the patio, which is directly outside the conservatory and serves as a springboard to the garden and decking area. The night is cool, and there's a lingering smell of cut grass and a faded barbecue. Somewhere in the distance, a barn owl throws a party for one and is having a right old hoot. The sky is almost cloudless, and the star-spangled galaxy is trying to outshine the moon tonight in its full circular court. Jack takes one quick look at his sleeping house and leaps into the air with the gusto of a rocket on bonfire night. But instead of returning to the earth with a bump, he shoots upwards, towards the heavens. Up he soars like Buzz in his favourite old movie, dissecting clouds as his world slowly ebbs away behind him. A passenger jet en route to the airport crosses his path, its night lights blinking at him, wild in disbelief. Finally his ascent stops, and he hovers, spinning like a top. His ears are ringing, a tone similar to a tuning fork, and it leaves him slightly nauseous. This is the true beginning of Jack's adventure this evening. He feels that he is like a human receptor, picking up possible adventures from many lands. Suddenly the spinning stops as abruptly as it started. A new quest beckons. He is totally tuned in, and his spirit form is off again. Will it be pirates? Will it be sea monsters? Will it be giants, witches, wizards, or dwarves?